Hi everyone, thank you for joining today. Um, in a way, I'm kind of glad I missed that first top of the inning. The Rangers are already up 2-0, but I made a little mistake when I was starting the feed here. There's a button on YouTube you have to press to make sure that you're live, and I forgot to press that button. So although in the software it said that I was live, I'd forgotten to press that button in YouTube, so I was not live. So I completely missed the top half of the inning. But just to give you an update, the game started off very strange with Corey Seager being given second base on some throwing error, and then there was a home run by Smith after that. So the Rangers are up 2-0, and Altuve is up here at the top of the first. The very first pitch, he goes after it, but he misses. Strike one on Altuve. Here comes the second pitch from Max Scherzer. That's way outside for ball one. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Altuve. Altuve swings at that one. It's on the outside corner. He fouls it away out into the right field crowd. This will be a really good game for them to get to Scherzer. Scherzer brings in the 1-2 pitch. Altuve swings at that one also. It's low and away, or just low and in the zone there. Low. Yeah, that's right. Very low in the zone. But Altuve fouls that one away also to the crowd on the right side. The count remains 1-2. He comes set, and here is the 1-2 pitch. Way outside for ball two. 2-2 on Altuve. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Altuve. Way into the dirt, little check swing, and he doesn't go around, so that's going to be a full count. Good eye on Altuve. Haven't seen him get to a full count very often recently. That's good that he's being patient. Everything he's swung at has been close. Here comes the full count pitch, right down the middle, and he grounds it to shortstop. They're going to toss over to first. Seager gets him at first, no problem. So Altuve goes down on a grounder. That's going to bring up Alex Bregman. First pitch to Bregman, he grounds it right to Seager at shortstop. And that's out number two. So just like that, Altuve and Bregman back-to-back grounders to Seager for 2 outs. So nothing doing so far for the Astros this inning. Alvarez is going to be batting DH today. He's not playing in the outfield. Scherzer takes a moment to get on the mound. Jordan is in the box and ready to go. Here comes the first pitch from Scherzer. Way inside, almost got Jordan on his knees for ball one. Inside, almost got Jordan on his knees for ball one. Okay, I was just checking to make sure my audio was good, and it is. Here comes the next pitch to Jordan. He's got 2 balls and 1 strike. That one just curved in there for a strike. 2-1 against Alvarez. Scherzer bringing in the 2-1 pitch. High and inside, Jordan gets under it too much, skies it to center field. Center fielder comes in and puts it away, no problem. So the Astros don't do anything in the top of the first to answer the Rangers, who were up 2-0. Just for those of you who don't know, I'm live streaming this game from Japan. I live in Hiroshima, outside of the city, in a small town or a small city, and I attend Japanese classes. I've been fighting cancer now for over 2 months, not 2 months, over 2 years. And recently I got some new medicine, and it has been helping me, but it's also causing a few side effects that are pretty difficult to deal with. But I will say that side effects are easier to deal with than the issues that it's eliminating, so that's good. But in my free time, I decided to start trying to live stream some games, and it's something that I hope I can continue to do. It's a little expensive to do the live streaming, but I'm hoping that I can build a subscription base. So for those of you interested in the Astros games, I hope that you can subscribe and support me here. And for anyone else interested, that may be interested, that you know of, in listening to the Astros game, I hope you can share the channel. Make sure you click like and subscribe. We're going into the top of the second inning, with the Rangers leading 2-0. Coming up next for the Rangers are Nathaniel Lowe, Jonah Heim, and Leody Taveras. Blanco's back on the mound facing Nathaniel Lowe, and here comes the first pitch. A little high in the zone, called ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Lowe. Here comes the second pitch. That one's low. Little check swing. They asked the third base ump. He says no swing. 2 balls, no strikes. Nathaniel Lowe batting .264 this season. 1 for 9 in this series. Next pitch also way low. So once again, Blanco's down 3-0. This is where he tossed the home run earlier to Smith. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That one is way high for ball 4. So 4 straight pitches, he walks the leadoff batter. Blanco not looking particularly good right now. First pitch to Jonah Heim is high, so that'll be 5 straight balls from Blanco. Jonah Heim batting .245 this season, 1 for 7 in this series. Blanco comes set and goes into his delivery. Another very high ball. Diaz calls time and he walks out to the mound to talk to Blanco. That's 6 straight balls. Blanco hasn't thrown a single strike. And to be honest, by the look on his face and the way he's carrying himself, Blanco looks asleep. He looks tired and sleepy. So I'm not sure what's going on with him right now, but he doesn't seem to be feeling it. Here in the top of the second, there are no outs. 1 runner on first base. And a 2-ball, no strike count on Jonah Heim. Ronel Blanco has thrown 4 straight balls, and he's back on the mound now. Here's the 2-0 pitch. He puts that one in there for a strike. Heim obviously going to make Blanco throw it in the strike zone. 2 balls and 1 strike against Heim. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. A nice curve at low and in the zone. Heim swings and is unable to make contact. So that'll be 2-2. So after that little talk with Diaz, he comes right back with 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Heim. High and inside, Heim fouls it back. Stays alive with a count of 2-2. Blanco gets the call, comes set, and here's the delivery. In the dirt for ball 3. That's a full count. Blanco up to 26 pitches. He gets the call from Diaz, comes set, and here is the full count delivery. Heim swings at that one and fouls it off just past the first baseline. He's going to stay alive with that foul ball. 3-2. They just said that Blanco has about a 14% walk percentage first time through the lineup. Second time goes down to 9% and goes down even further beyond that. So early in the game, it seems he throws more balls, and as he settles in, he throws more strikes, gets more outs. Count is full on Jonah Heim. Blanco takes a long time to get the signal, but he comes set finally, and here's the delivery. And he gets a swing and miss against Heim for his second strikeout of the game and the first out of this inning. So the Rangers have 1 runner on first base with 1 out. And that brings up Taveras. Here's the first pitch to Taveras. Little outside, little low and away, called ball. Buddy Taveras is batting in the 8th slot. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. A little check swing over to Bregman. Bregman has only 1 play at first base, and they get him there, but the runner will advance to second. So Nathaniel Lowe is on second base now, chatting it up with Altuve. And that will bring up Knizner. Andrew Knizner, whose batting average is only 154. He's played in 33 games. Very first pitch to him is a ball, a little high. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Blanco delivers the 1-0 pitch. Nice swing and miss on the outside corner there for a strike. 1-1. Blanco gets the sign, checks second base, and here comes the delivery. Another bouncer, this one to Altuve in the middle of the field. He tosses over to first. Singleton stretches a little bit to get it, but no problem for the 3rd out. So the Astros are able to get out of that without any further damage. So going into the bottom of the 2nd with Yainer Diaz coming up to bat, the Astros are down 2-0. No hits yet for the Astros, but 1 error, which is the throwing mistake by Jeremy Pena in the first inning. So for those of you who are unclear as to why the Rangers are leading 2-0, it's pretty simple. In the first inning, Corey Seager, he had a ground ball with a runner on, and the Astros tried to get a double play from Singleton over to Pena, and then from Pena to Blanco at first base, who was covering for the double play. And the runner was out at second, which was Marcus Semien. But when Pena tried to deliver the throw, or he did deliver the throw to first base. It went way over Blanco's head, and it got stuck in the dugout on the outside of the dugout. Blanco ran over and got it, pulled it out. Seager had made no attempt to go to second base, but the umpires gave him second base because the ball got stuck. They say that the rule is if it gets stuck like that, then the runner automatically gets second base. I don't know about that, but I think it put Blanco in kind of a bad mood, because the very next batter, Smith, came up and hit a 2-run shot. He got 3 straight balls, and then on the 4th one, Blanco put it right down the middle, and Smith sent it out into the right field stands for a homer. So that's how the Rangers are up 2-0. All right, here we go. Yainer Diaz is up to bat facing Max Scherzer here in the bottom of the 2nd. Here comes the first pitch. Low and in the dirt for ball 1. Diaz wearing some nice large gold bling around his neck. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one's right down the center, and Yainer fouls it away 93 miles an hour. He fouls it off to the right side in the crowd there. 1-1. They're showing Tucker in the dugout there. Here comes the pitch from Scherzer. This one is lined by Yainer, and it bounces once right to Seager at shortstop. So for some reason, the Astros just keep grounding out to shortstop. Well, they were showing some highlights of Justin Verlander taking some pitches in the bullpen earlier today. That's nice. It would be really cool if he could come back and actually be beneficial and effective. First pitch to Singleton is a ball. Scherzer quickly working on the mound now. He delivers the second pitch high, but the ump likes that one for some reason, calls it a strike, so it's 1-1. That would not have been a really amazing pitch to swing at, and it was definitely out of the zone, but what can you do? Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Scherzer. That one actually is in the zone, but low, and the ump does not call it a strike. So that one kind of makes up for the last call. 2 balls and 1 strike on Singleton. Singleton is batting .245. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Singleton hits it pretty hard out to center field, but it looks like it's going to be at the track, and it is right on the edge of the grass. Doesn't quite get enough of it. Nothing doing there, so that's going to be out number 2. So far, the Astros batting looking a little lackluster. It's a really shame, too. It's a really bad shame that Pena's throw went over the head of Blanco, because it was a great play by Singleton to get it and get it over to second. First pitch to Jeremy Pena is a strike, low and away. Pena's batting .272 this season. His batting average was much higher, but he's been streaky, and that's come down some. Next pitch to Pena is in the dirt for ball 1, so 1-1. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Pena. That one's low and away, and Pena takes a big whiff at it for strike 2. Pena is batting terribly in this series. He's 0 for 7. Hasn't been able to get a single hit so far. Scherzer looking for the sign. He gets it and is bringing the 1-2 pitch right down the middle. Pena can't touch it. That will continue his streak. He's 0-8. He's now 0-8 for the series, and that's out number 3. So Scherzer basically has 3 up and 3 down in the first and the second. no problem putting the Astros away so far. They don't seem to be very potent on offense right now. Blanco, a very short rest. He'll be back out on the mound to face Marcus Semien. He's going to be back to the top of the batting order. If you guys are interested in the Astros games, and perhaps, and I'm hoping later on this year to be doing the LSU Tiger football games weekly. If you're interested in either of those, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. The only reason there are a couple of reasons I started this channel, but one reason is because I noticed that the only actual streaming channel that was always doing the Astros games every week on YouTube is a Spanish channel, and my Spanish is really poor, so just listening to the games I wasn't able to really understand everything. If I'm listening to a game, I like to be able to just put it on and be doing other things and understand what's going on in the game. But unless it's in English, it's pretty difficult for me to understand all of it. And so finding the game streaming play-by-play online was inconsistent because there's no Astros YouTuber doing that, and that's why I decided to start doing this. But the other thing is I have to spend a lot of time at home due to my illness, and so I'm hoping that you guys can enjoy the calling. Subscribe and share if you can. Here we go with the first pitch to Semien, outside for a ball. Semien had a single in the first and then was given second base. Second pitch is also low and away for ball 2. Blanco takes a big breath and comes in with the 2-0 count, 2-0 delivery. That one's inside. So Blanco kind of pitching all over the zone right now, but not actually in the zone. Not sure why. Not sure if he's a little scared of it or what. But here's the 3-0 count, and it's in the dirt for ball 4. So another straight 4-pitch walk. Last inning he had pitched 6 straight balls before Diaz came out to calm him down, and then he was able to get a strikeout. But here we are again in the second inning with a 4-pitch walk to the leadoff batter. No outs, and that brings up Corey Seager. Strike 1 on the inside corner. That could have gone either way. 83 miles per hour. Blanco now up to 38 pitches. Blanco gets the sign. Here's the delivery. That one cruises in there. That was a nice pitch. 92 miles per hour, low and away, but in the zone for strike 2. So he's ahead of Seager, 0-2. He gets the sign, and here comes the pitch. That one is way inside. Totally opposite of where Diaz had set up. Diaz had set up on the outside of the plate and had to quickly react to get over there and catch it on the inside. Ball 1. 1-2. Here comes the delivery. That one bounces off the plate, and Semien easily goes to second. That was a pretty out of control, wild pitch. It actually did bounce off the plate, so it when it came up, it went off the tip of Yiner's glove, off the top of his glove. He was able to get to it pretty quickly, but not nearly fast enough to stop Semien from going to second base. So no outs. Semien on second. The 2-2 pitch to Corey Seager. Way high. Way out of the zone. Causing Yiner to have to stand up to get it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So he started off good with an 0-2 count against Seager, but now we're at full count. Here comes the pitch. He does get the swing on Seager on an inside pitch, low and inside, thankfully for the strikeout. So he barely manages to come back on that. That pitch started off in the zone and just broke down and inside. Seager wasn't able to resist, so out number one. Next batter is Smith, who homered. Wow, that was an amazing catch by Bregman. He fouled off the very first pitch. Smith had a homer in the first inning. The very first pitch he fouls off over next to the net in the crowd. Bregman, being typical in his defensive fashion, runs all the way over to the wall and catches it just before it goes into the net. Wow. Right. As soon as Bregman catches the ball, he goes right into the net. Excellent catch by Bregman for the second out. Check swing by Langford on the very first pitch. They say he went around. Strike one. Runner on second, 2 outs. No balls, 1 strike against Wyatt Langford. Here comes the pitch. Low and away for ball 1. 1-1. Let's see if the Astros can get out of this. Blanco can lead us into another scoreless inning with this one. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Right in there for a strike. Langford was just taking it that time. 86 miles an hour. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The crowd getting a little excited, hoping for a strikeout here. Blanco knocking on the door of 50 pitches. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Low and away. Ball 2. 2-2. Diaz liked the pitch though, but Langford was able to lay off. Runner on second. Rangers have Langford at the bat. The count is 2-2. Blanco comes in with the pitch. Nice solid strike, but not too hard. Right out to Dubon, who's playing left field, and he puts it away no problem for the third out. So another good inning. The Astros have a top of the third, much like the top of the second, where they were able to strand one of the Rangers runners on base and get the 3 outs that they needed without any further damage. So the Rangers continue to lead 2-0. And the Astros are about to come up to bat, starting with 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. I didn't want to do that to you, so I put the microphone on mute. Jake Myers is coming up to bat, followed by Joey Loperfido and Mauricio Dubon. Jake Myers, for the season, is batting .238. Loperfido is batting .282. Dubon is batting .280. This is the bottom half of the order for the Astros. First 2 innings, they were 3 up and 3 down. Everybody was sat down in a row. So Scherzer has got 6 up and 6 down so far. So let's hope that the bottom of the order can actually get some things going for the Astros here in the bottom of the third. They're showing some highlights of Jake Myers making some great catches out in center field. He has, like they say, 9 great plays this year. Speaking of Jake Myers, he starts off with a swing and a miss on the very first pitch from Scherzer. His .238 batting average, not stellar. Here comes the second pitch from Scherzer. Low and away. He takes that one for a strike. It's nice to see Myers actually get a ball. He's been getting down on the count very quickly recently, and it's been very noticeable to several people. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Myers fouls it away. 1-2. Yeah, Myers is unquestionably an excellent outfielder. He's got substantially more great plays than the other team players. He's just not being a good bat right now. And as soon as I say that, he jacks one out. Unbelievable. Myers, who has not been very dependable at all in offense, takes the 1-2 pitch and sends it over into the Crawford boxes just like that. As soon as I mention his lack of performance in the batter's box, he goes 376 feet out to left field to bring the Astros one run closer. It's now 2-1. The Astros are down by 1 run here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Astros now have 7 players with 40 runs batted in each. That's pretty interesting. It brings up Jeremy Pena, who takes a strike for the first. I'm sorry, Joey Loperfido. I don't know what I was looking at there. Who takes a strike and then a ball just now. 1-1. Loperfido batting .282 this season. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. A slow 74 mile per hour curve, big lollipop style curve, and Loperfido can't connect on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So both Scherzer and Blanco have given up a home run. The only difference is that the Rangers had somebody on at the time. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Loperfido gets a hold of it but fouls it off on the left side out into the crowd. The count will remain 1-2. Scherzer's got the signal. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Loperfido swings and misses at a low inside pitch. Not able to connect. That will be a strikeout, the first out of the inning. They showed that home run by Myers just now, and it was an 84 mile per hour changeup on the inside corner. He was just able to go down and scoop it out. And it actually bounced off the Chick-fil-A sign in left field. So it was just barely in play, just barely a homer, but it counts. Mauricio Dubon is up. He's in the 9th slot today. He takes a ball for ball 1. That would be 1-0. And Scherzer goes into his windup for the second pitch. Low and away for ball 2. Dubon has got some good speed. It would be nice to see him get on base, and recently he's been pretty smart and tricky on the bases, getting some extra bases and scoring some runs. It'd be nice to get him on. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That one is low but in the zone for strike 1. Scherzer gets his call, and here comes the 2-1 pitch. Oh, that was a pretty poor pitch, low and away, but even though it was out of the zone, it was called a strike. Dubon took it. It's now 2-2. Umpire once again being a little inconsistent with his calls, it appears. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Right down the middle. Dubon fouls it away over to the right side and into the crowd. That was a strike pitch for sure, so Dubon is able to stay alive. Scherzer takes a breath and brings in the 2-2 pitch. Low and away, actually in the dirt for ball 3. Full count on Dubon. Excuse me. Scherzer now up to 38 pitches. Dubon's yellow shoes. They're pretty cool. Scherzer brings in the pitch. High and inside. Strikes out Dubon. Dubon takes a big hack at it, but is not able to connect. That will bring up Jose Altuve, who grounded out to shortstop in the first inning, but he had a pretty good at bat. He went to a full count. See what he does here on the first pitch. Wow, that was scary looking. He comes around on the first pitch, which was high and in the zone, but he rips it out into the crowd. Just got around on it too early. That was a good thought, but line drive foul. Here comes the second pitch to Altuve, 0-1. That one's low and away. Altuve completely misses it. He goes for that one too, but is not able to even get a piece of wood on it. So Altuve down in the count, 0-2. In the first game, in game 1, Altuve had a really awesome 3-run shot. It'd be nice to see another one here. Altuve does send one out into left field, and that's going to drop for a single. Not a home run, but he does get on base. That will give Bregman, at least, an opportunity to do something here. That was a nice inside pitch. He was able to get a nice solid single out of it. One bounce before it got to the left fielder. Alex Bregman coming up. He also grounded out to the shortstop last at bat. First pitch to him is low, and this is the inconsistent calling of the ump. That was called a ball, and it was a ball, but it was almost in the exact same spot as the one they called strike on Dubon earlier. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Bregman. That one is in there for a strike. 1-1 Bregman. Scherzer now up to 44 pitches. Count is 1-1 against Alex Bregman. Altuve on first, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. He lobs the ball over to first base. Altuve is easily able to just kind of fall down and get back on the bag. Rangers are leading 2-1. Hits are now even at 2-2. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Bregman. That one's low and away. Bregman swings, not able to make contact. That looks like the identical pitch that Altuve missed just a few moments ago. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bregman, who takes a little break outside the box for a moment to gather himself. Altuve is still on first base. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Bregman. Low and away for ball 2. Switch the ball for a new one. That one was low in the dirt. Two and 2 against Bregman. So Scherzer gets the sign. Comes set. Here's the delivery. Low and in the zone, but Bregman hits it out to right field. Pretty deep, but just barely into the crowd. It would, if it had been in play, Garcia would have been able to get to it because it was just right at the warning track. If he can pull that ball and just hit it out to left field, I think it might get out. A little more solid hit would be nice. Another 2-2 pitch from Scherzer. Here it comes. It's on the inside, and Bregman rips it down the third base line. Foul. But Bregman threatening to get a hit here. He's getting some good solid contact, but just going foul with him. 1 to the right field, and now 1 to the left field side. The count remains 2-2. Scherzer comes set, and here's the delivery. That one's way inside, and Bregman goes after it. That could have been ball 3, but he fouls it back and into the crowd. This will be Scherzer's 50th pitch. Bregman really making Scherzer work here. Scherzer really starting to sweat, it looks like. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Bregman. Altuve runs to second. The ball is way outside and the throw is way off target. So full count to Bregman, and Altuve is safe at second. He's second. He's safe at second. No problem. That would have been probably a safe slide, a safe result anyway for Altuve, even if the throw had been on, because he got a really good jump. So here we go. Altuve on second. Full count to Bregman. Here comes the pitch. And Bregman goes down on an outside pitch. The same pitch that he missed earlier, the same pitch that Altuve missed, but that one was way outside. Easily ball 4, but Bregman uncharacteristically chases it and ends the inning. Very disappointing. They got Altuve into scoring position, and Bregman was not able to do anything with it. That's very disappointing, because if Bregman had been able to get that walk at least, that would have brought up Alvarez with 2 runners on, and just a single would have definitely scored Altuve, and that was a chance to tie the game. So disappointing. So we're going to go into the top of the 4th inning. And that's going to bring up Adolis Garcia. Garcia is 0 for 1 today, followed by Nathaniel Lowe and Jonah Heim. I need to check my settings right quick here. Okay. All right, here we go. First pitch to Garcia is a little outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Adolis Garcia. Blanco comes in with the second pitch. That one is well above the zone for ball 2. Adolis Garcia had a simple pop out in the first inning. Here comes the third pitch to Garcia. That one's on the lower outside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Garcia. Blanco now over 50 pitches. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. He check swing. They say that he did not go around, so that will be ball 3. 3-1 against Garcia. This would be a shame to waste this at bat, because he's I think an easier out for hitting. His batting this year has not been stellar. He swings at that one rather, and fouls it off for strike 2. Full count against Garcia. Blanco has really pushed his pitching count up by going to these full counts. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Garcia. That one was outside, but Garcia tries to hack at it and fouls it back. The count remains 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. That one is high and in the zone. Garcia sends it out to the warning track. Loperfido is able to get it right there, a good 6 or 7 feet from the wall. So that will put out Garcia for the first out of the inning. And that brings up Nathaniel Lowe. First pitch to him is high, and he check swings, takes it for a ball. Low walked last at bat. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. High in the zone, but that's a strike. 1-1. Blanco working quickly. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. That one curves to the outside, and he takes it for ball 2. Blanco gets the signal here. And here comes a 2-1 pitch. That one is ripped but foul down the first baseline and into the crowd. That will be strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes against Nathaniel Lowe. Blanco now at 60 pitches. Here comes the pitch. That one was too far inside. That's going to be ball 3. So we've got a full count against Lowe. This is the 7th full count for Blanco this game. He puts in a nice pitch right in the zone for a strikeout. Lowe comes around on it and just can't connect. A beautiful pitch, but Blanco really working hard to get these outs. 2 outs right now in the top of the 4th. That brings up Jonah Heim. Very first pitch, he fouls up and away. That would be strike 1. 79 mile per hour changeup. Heim struck out in the 2nd inning. Blanco coming with the 0-1 count. That one's in there, and wow, caught by Blanco. How did he catch that line drive? It looked like it bounced off his glove, but he actually was able to get his glove on it and catch it. They're going to show the replay here. Wow, okay, I see. He did knock it down with his glove, and the ball fell down, and he was able to catch it. That was a great play by Blanco. So Heim hit a line drive right up to the left side of Blanco. He was able to get his glove on it, and when it fell down, he caught it with his hand. Out number 3. So the Astros finally have a 1-2-3 inning, but Blanco has to work very hard to get it, driving up the count to full on 2 batters. The Astros will go into the bottom of the 4th with Yordan Alvarez to lead it off, followed by Yainer Diaz and John Singleton. So far, nothing doing for the Astros today apart from Meyer's home run, his solo shot. No hits for much of the team. Right now, Altuve has a single. Myers has a home run. I feel like I'm going to need to sneeze, so I've got my hand on the mute button here. I really want to make some coffee, but I think I'm going to wait. I am in Hiroshima, Japan, for those of you who don't know. Right now, it's just past 4 in the morning. I got up at 2:45 this morning to start getting ready for this live stream. Scherzer's back on the mound for the Rangers to face Yainer Diaz. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I thought Alvarez was supposed to be batting. Okay, I see. When I clicked over into the other tab, and Yordan is already out. it happened that fast. I see. Okay. 1-1 to Yiner. This game moves so quickly. I still haven't gotten used to how quickly the games move now since the new rules. Normally, I'm studying during the week, and there's a foul away by Yiner Diaz. Counts 1-2. But usually I'm studying during the week. I don't get to watch the games, and I just watch the highlights. 1-2 pitch from Scherzer to Diaz is in the dirt and away for ball 2. That's 2-2. So I click over to look at some stats or to look at some other information, and I click back and I realize that one of the batters are already out. One of the batters is already out. That's crazy. It's so fast. Scherzer brings the 2-2 pitch to Diaz on the outside corner. Diaz just kind of throws the bat out there and fouls it away into the crowd. The count remains 2-2. Scherzer takes his time to get the signal, and here comes the 2-2 pitch. High in the zone. Yiner fouls that one away. Is it going to get out into the crowd? Yeah, it looks like it. Just out of play by about 10 feet or so. Yiner stays alive. Justin Verlander in the dugout, looks like, watching the game with a t-shirt on, Astros t-shirt. Yiner goes down on an outside low pitch. Takes another weak swing at it. Not able to make contact, so he goes down swinging. That will be out number 2. John Singleton, Big John coming up to bat, batting .244. Let's see if he can put some wood on the ball here. First pitch by Scherzer. Nice curve, just barely catches the corner. 74 miles an hour, and that is called a strike. John gets set, and here comes Scherzer with the 1-0-1 pitch, rather. That one's on the outside for ball 1. .61 pitches now for Scherzer. He waves off a couple of calls by the catcher and finally gets what he wants. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one was more down the middle, a little inside, and Singleton fouls it off. It's going to be strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Singleton. Quickly, Scherzer goes into the next pitch. And John Singleton is not able to connect on that one. It was low and inside, not a good pitch. But that seems to be what a lot of the Astros are doing today, is striking out on terrible pitches. These pitches that are down and inside, down and away, just down in the dirt. Not quite sure what's going on there, but unless they change something, they're going to have a similar scoring result as they did yesterday, and we don't want that, so they need to get focused. We end the 4th inning with the Rangers up over the Astros 2-1. The Astros and the Rangers both have 2 hits. Astros have 1 error, which is the throwing error on Jeremy Pena over to first base on that almost double play. If you guys are interested in listening to some more live play-by-play Astros calls, please do like, subscribe, share the channel, because me being able to do this regularly heavily depends upon the kind of response that I get. This is kind of a test. I want to see how things go over the next month. I did get a subscription to the MLB TV so that I could actually see these games. I live in Hiroshima, in a small city outside of Hiroshima, Japan, and this is where I study. Locally, I study Japanese at a local school, but I'm fighting cancer, and I'm trying to find other ways to to make some money by working at home. And of course, this channel is very far away from ever being monetized or making money. But if you're interested in doing the minimal to support me, all you have to do is subscribe, maybe share the channel. I'd appreciate it. You can definitely like the video. If you can do those minimal things, just like, share, subscribe, that'd be great. So here we are at the top of the 5th inning with Leody Taveras up to bat. He takes the first pitch for a ball. Blanco up to 65 pitches, and here comes the second pitch to Taveras, and that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Taveras. Taveras is 0 for 1 today. He's batting .230 for the season. Third pitch is high and away for ball 2. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Way inside for ball 3. Very important to get this first out here. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Inside ground ball. Singleton grabs it, tosses to Blanco, who covers first base. No problem. Out number 1. Very good. Astros needed to get that leadoff out. Blanco able to come back from a 3-1 count and get the out. Through the first 8 starts of the season, they're showing that Hunter Brown had an 8.63 ERA. That's crazy. And then in the next 10 games after that, had a 2.36 ERA. Pretty amazing. All right. And Andrew Nisner is now up to bat. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Blanco goes quickly into his second pitch. A little outside for a ball. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one is bounced away down the third baseline and foul for a 1-ball, 2-strike count. They're saying that Hunter Brown will probably be the starter against the Mariners after the All-Star break. We'll see. Blanco delivers one low and away. Nisner goes after it, but is able to get the bat on it and foul it off. Still 1-2. Blanco shakes off a couple of calls. Now he's got what he wants. Here comes the pitch. That one is in the zone and popped up really high to center field. Myers is under it. No problem. Out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for the Astros here in the top of the 5th. I don't know what you guys are thinking about the performance here, but, well, 1 second. Here comes the pitch to, who's that here? Oh, this is the top of the order. This is Simeon. Simeon takes a strike. 0-1 count. Here comes the delivery. A swing and a miss. So in 2 pitches, Simeon is down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Blanco quickly gets the call, goes into his windup. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt for ball 1. That's 1-2. I was going to say that the Rangers just don't seem to be playing very well overall. I'm a little disappointed that the Astros haven't been able to post more runs yesterday and so far today. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Simeon. Swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch, low and away. The exact same pitch that got a couple of Astros earlier by Scherzer. But this time it works against him as Blanco gets the strikeout for out number 3. So that will end the top of the 5th. Blanco and the Astros able to put up 4 goose eggs for the Rangers after that 2-run shot by Smith that drove in Seager in the first inning. But the Astros have only gotten 1 run that they were able to pick up in the 3rd inning off of Jake Myers' solo shot. Yeah, what I was saying is that obviously you can tell by the channel name that I am an Astros fan. I'm definitely no fan of the Rangers, and I've never really minded the Rangers. I am from Louisiana. Technically, I'm from Louisiana, I guess you could say. I was born in North Louisiana, and then shortly after I was born, we moved to Houston. My mom is from Houston, and basically most of her family is from Houston. So in my early life, I grew up, I would say, just before I got to 10 years old, we moved back to Louisiana. But before I was 10, we lived in Houston for many years, and I became a big fan of the Houston Oilers, the Astros, the Rockets, all the Houston teams. And I wasn't into college sports at the time, but I did get to go see a couple of Astros games. My sister was a Cubs fan for some strange reason. She didn't care about baseball. She didn't really care. She just liked them because, the Cubs, and they're cute. So she liked them. My brother, he only picks the supposed best teams. So he was a Lakers fan and a Dodgers fan. And for the NFL, he was a Dallas Cowboys fan. Pena comes up to bat, and the very first pitch to him, he lines it out into left field. Good for him. I think that's basically his first hit in 10 at-bats in this series. He's just not been doing well, and he finally breaks the ice with this pitch that was low and in the zone, and he just cracks it right over the head of the shortstop and into left field. So a leadoff single by Jeremy Pena. That brings up a nice bunt by Myers. Wow. The very first pitch, Myers lays down a bunt down the third baseline and beats out the throw at first base. Just like that. In 2 pitches, the Astros have runners on first and second. What a beautiful bunt by Myers. Scherzer is able to get to it and fire it over to first, but it's just a second too late, and it was in the dirt. Knizner, the catcher, is walking out to the mound to talk to Scherzer. So just like that, the Astros have 2 runners on with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Mauricio Dubon is on deck. At bat right now is Joey Loperfido. This is an excellent chance for Loperfido to do something and just really, really lighten up this crowd, just fire up this crowd. The crowd is already on their feet. They're cheering. They're hoping for something to happen here. Scherzer gets his signal. Here comes the first pitch to Loperfido. He shows bunt, but pulls back. The pitch is too high. Ball 1. Let's see if he tries to lay down a bunt here or if he shifts back to batting. Scherzer gets the signal. Here comes the pitch. Yep. Loperfido pops up the bunt and it goes foul. The third baseman almost gets there. He dives, but luckily it's able to get down. And Smith is not able to catch that one, so the count would be 1-1 against Loperfido. Yeah, that was a pretty bad, scary bunt. That he fouled it off that high, but luckily it went way too far, and Smith was just not able to get it. He was a couple of feet short from being able to catch it. So here's the 1-1 count, the 1-1 pitch to Loperfido. Scherzer brings his leg up, but spins off the mound and fake throws to second. That will be one of his disengagements. He comes set. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Another bunt, but Loperfido pulls back, and that was the pitch to bunt because it was right down the middle, but he pulled back. Not quite sure what was going on there, but it was a strike. It was right down the gut. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see if they'll have him swing here or if they'll have him bunt again. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Scherzer. Nope. Loperfido doesn't show bunt that time, and the pitch is low and inside for a ball. That'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. 69 pitches now for Scherzer, and they actually have a right-hander going in the bullpen now. The Rangers do. 2-2 count against Loperfido. Here comes the pitch. A little low, he check swings. They say he did not go around. That's ball 3. Full count. That was the 70th pitch by Scherzer. The crowd is getting really loud right now. Really hoping to see something happen. Scherzer gets the call. Here comes the pitch. Outside, that loads him up. Good at bat by Loperfido. Very patient. I wasn't impressed with his bunting, though, because his first bunt was fouled off, and his second bunt, he pulled back, even though it was right down the middle. But his eye, other than the bunting, was good. So, can't complain. The coach is now coming out to see Scherzer, and Scherzer doesn't look too happy about it. And the coach is walking really slowly out to the mound. But it looks like he's going to be coming out. Yep, that's right. He's done. Scherzer has bases loaded with no outs, 71 pitches, and they just pulled him out. He's only given up 1 run. I'm not sure what I think about that. I think sometimes about the times rather that Verlander, because Verlander is of similar age to Scherzer, and he's had moments like this where he's gotten into a pickle with bases loaded, no outs. And I remember how Dusty in particular had just let him stay in the game several times to see if Verlander could get out of it, because Verlander also often was able to work his way out of those innings with either 1 run or no runs. And based on my experience of watching or listening to Astros games with Verlander pitching, there were times where he would have an inning where he got into a lot of trouble and he would just barely squeak out of it. Of course, there were times also that he just completely broke down and they had to pull him out and switch pitchers. But there were times where they just let him stay in there and sweat it out, and he was able to come back and get the outs without giving up anything. And it looked like at that point maybe they would let Scherzer go and see if maybe he could get himself out of a jam. But after that walk that loaded the bases, they pulled the plug. It looks like they're bringing in the right-handed pitcher Josh Sborz. Is that how you say his name, Sborz? Maybe. So the Astros have an excellent chance here. They're down 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th with bases loaded, no outs. Dubon is up. Dubon swings the very first pitch, fouls it back for strike 1. Sborz' ERA is 3.68. He's only pitched 7 innings. Here comes the second pitch to Dubon. A little outside, 96 miles per hour, but Dubon fouls that one off as well, so the count is 0-2. Dubon getting some wood on it, but digs himself a little bit of a hole with an 0-2 count. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one is low and away, and Dubon strikes out. It's another one of those same pitches that the Astros have been swinging and missing. Just terrible low and outside pitches. They just can't seem to lay off of it. But that will bring up my hero, Jose Altuve. Altuve does have a hit in this game, and he's been pretty patient, swinging at stuff in the zone. Here comes the first pitch to him. That's the exact same pitch that Dubon struck out on, but Altuve is not biting. So that will be 1 ball, no strikes to Altuve. Let's see what my little hero can do here. My little hero, big man. Come on, Altuve. He's batting .307. That's crazy. Oh, he fouled. He pops it straight up. It's not foul. It's to the second baseman, but he's able to get it. Unfortunately, the Astros are now down 2 outs. That was not a bad pitch. Altuve just got too far underneath it, and it went straight up. So the Astros still have bases loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Alex Bregman is coming up to bat. Career with bases loaded, he has a .400 batting average with 7 grand slams and 103 RBIs. Here comes the pitch to Bregman. The first pitch is a breaking ball for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Bregman with bases loaded. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Bregman grounds it to third. It looks like it's going to be an easy play to first base, and it is, and that ends the inning. So just like that, the Astros completely fail to get even 1 run, bases loaded with no outs, and they get absolutely nothing. It's strikeout, pop out, ground out. That was disappointing. Very disappointing. So we're going to go into the top of the 6th. Unfortunately, the Rangers are still leading 2-1. The Astros blow an amazing opportunity after a very fast start to get 2 runners on, and then a nice long at bat by Loperfido to get walked and load the bases, and a pitcher change. The Astros totally shut down, and the next 3 batters are 3 up and 3 down. But the Astros have now doubled the number of hits as the Rangers. They're up to 4. Rangers still only have 2, which is the same amount of runs they have, but it's enough to give them the lead right now. It's 2-1. We'll be back at the top of the 6th in just a moment. Blanco seems to still be on the mound. The Astros didn't have anybody warming up. Corey Seager is due up to bat first, followed by Josh Smith, and Wyatt Langford. That's interesting. I didn't know that. An Astro was the 7th player to reach 500 home runs. Pretty interesting. The very first pitch to Blanco is a strike. He fouls it away. 0-1. Here comes the second pitch. Also fouled away. Strike 2. 2 pitches, 2 strikes. Blanco hits 80 pitches with that one. Blanco gets the sign here. Here comes the third pitch. That one's inside, a little tapper right back to Blanco, and he just runs it all the way over to first base. No problem. He doesn't even need to toss it over. Just safely runs it over and gets the out at first. So that will set Seager down. Blanco has now retired 10 in a row. Here comes the first pitch to Smith. High in the zone. Smith fouls it away. 0-1. Blanco working really hard here to keep the Rangers down. That pitch is high, way high in the zone, or out of the zone rather, for ball 1. 1-1 to Josh Smith. Here comes the third pitch. That one's a little high and outside for ball 2. Games like this where they're really close, it's a shame that the pitcher is working so hard and the Astros can't post a couple of extra runs, especially after they load the bases with no outs. That pitch is in there, and the check swing is called strike. So it'll be 2-2 against Josh Smith. Blanco takes his time, gets the signal, and here comes the 2-2 pitch. Way high again for ball 3. Another full count for Blanco against Josh Smith. Here comes the full count pitch. That one is in the zone. Slow bouncer to Singleton, who tosses to Blanco, who covers first base, and then tosses the ball behind his back to Singleton. Pretty funny. A little smile on Blanco's face. Nice to see that little flare at the end there and the smile on his face. That was a textbook play with a nice little behind the back flip. Blanco getting a lot of action covering first base this game, and he seems to be in a good mood right now. Let's hopefully that can translate into good pitches. He's doing good so far. 2 outs. Wyatt Langford up to bat. Here comes the first pitch. A little high, called ball. Langford is 0-2 with a strikeout and a flyout this game. For the season, batting .256. Next pitch is also a little high and inside, but the ump liked that one, so strike 1. 1-1 against Langford. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one is a breaking ball in the zone. He lifts it out to center. Myers underneath it. Puts it away for out number 3. No problem. So the Astros go 3 up and 3 down again, and that's about 12 batters in a row retired by Blanco. So after that opening inning, Blanco had a pretty good bit of trouble with that runner getting on, and then the 2-run shot by Smith. From that time forward, it has been lights out. 5 straight innings with goose eggs against the Rangers, but the Astros bats have been cold when it mattered most, leaving runners on base and not sending them to score. Their only run being a solo shot by Jake Myers in the 3rd inning. But the Astros have coming up in the bottom of the 6th, Yordan Alvarez, followed by Yainer Diaz, and John Singleton. Alvarez hasn't done anything today. He's been rather quiet, so let's hope that he can do something here. His average has now dropped below 300. He's at 298. Still good, but it's nicer seeing his average over 300. Altuve was up to 307, 308. He's now at 306 after that last at bat, in which he flew out. Singleton only batting .243 for the season, but he has had some clutch hits here and there. Still waiting for Alvarez to get a home run. I haven't seen him hit a home run in a while. Here's the first pitch to Alvarez. That one's on the inside corner. Strike 1. Alvarez takes that. Sporer is still on the mound. Puts a breaking ball in there for strike 2. Yordan takes that as well. So he's down 0-2 on the first 2 pitches. Very quickly, Sporer comes in with the 3rd pitch. That one is hit pretty hard, but Garcia is able to get it on the run before it gets to the track. That was a good swing, and he got some meat on it, but it just wasn't enough. Several of Jordan's swings recently just haven't had the meat, it looks like, to get out of the park. Kind of hard to say the reason why that is, but it is what it is, right? So out number 1, and that will bring up Yainer Diaz. Here's the first pitch to Diaz. He gets a solid hit on it, and it goes out to right field and into the stands. That was right at the warning track, but into the stands. So pretty solid hit, but better for it to float out of play than get caught by Garcia. 0-1 count against Diaz. Sborz gets the sign, and here comes the pitch. High in the zone. Yainer fouls that one away for strike number 2. 0-2. So far today, Yainer with a ground out and a strikeout. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Another high one in the zone. Yainer fouls it out to the right field. Sborz showing his disappointment. Count remains 0-2. John Singleton looks on from the on-deck circle. Here comes the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Yainer lays off for ball 1. Yainer's average since June 3rd is 344, actually. He's been hitting pretty well. Hasn't been very impressive in this game so far. He fouls that one off. Count stays at 1-2. That one just bounced off to the third base side and towards the dugout. Sborz comes set. Here comes the pitch. Yainer hits that one to center field a little too hard. It's going to float out to the center fielder, who takes it in no problem. That's out number 2. So John Singleton will come up to bat with no runners on, 2 outs. Maybe Singleton can get himself a solo shot here like Myers did and tie up this game. Just have a good feeling about Singleton. His eye has been not too bad this game. That one is inside. Curveball inside, called strike. Not necessarily one that I would swing at. I never liked the inside pitches when I was batting. Those, especially the ones that are right off the hands. Here comes the second pitch. That one fooled Singleton, and he comes around on it. Can't stop his check swing. Strike 2. That was a good pitch. I'm not going to lie, that was a good pitch. Started off in the zone, and the bottom fell out of it. Singleton just couldn't hold up his swing in time. After a short break, Singleton steps back in. Sborz back on the rubber. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt outside for ball 1. Sborz took a really long time to deliver that pitch, and then just burned it in there for a fastball in the dirt. Counts 1-2. He comes set. Here's the delivery. That's a curveball, also inside, but grounded over the second baseman, who dives and grabs it, tosses over to first to end the inning. So once again, the Astros 3 up and 3 down. Since Sborz has been in, he's faced 6 batters and put them all down. The Astros had bases loaded with no outs. He got 3 outs. He comes back into the 6th and gets 3 outs, 3 up and 3 down. The Astros have done absolutely nothing with their runners on base, having their only run with a solo shot by Jake Myers. So we are on break now. Let's see who's coming up for the Rangers in the top of the 7th. As of right now, they still got Blanco showing on the mound. So as of my current information, it appears that Ronel Blanco will stay in the game and start the 7th inning for the Astros on the bump. But the first batter for the Rangers this inning is going to be Adolis Garcia, followed by Nathaniel Lowe and Jonah Heim. Garcia in this game is basically 0 for 2, and Nathaniel Lowe he had a walk and was left on base, no hits. Jonah Heim also a strikeout, also no hits rather. That's what I meant to say, and a strikeout. See if the Astros can pull another 3 up and 3 down with these guys. They're showing some really awesome highlights again of some outfield plays, some of the best of the year. One of those was a catch by Loperfido. Oh, two catches by Loperfido. One in left field, one in right field. Of course, I'm sure if you're an Astros fan, you've seen that great catch by Loperfido in right field when he jumped against the wall, caught it, fell out of his glove, and then he caught it with his hand. They just showed that one. Pretty nice play. Top of the 7th, 2-1, Rangers. First pitch to Garcia. That'll be a strike. The Astros have pulled Blanco out of the game, and now Sean Dubin is pitching. He's pitched 30 innings as the RA is 5.4. Second pitch is swung on and missed by Garcia. He's down in the count, 0-2. Dubin actually did pitch yesterday and is pitching now. They said it's the first time he's done back-to-back days this season. Little fly ball out to center field, no problem for Myers, and that puts Garcia away. A good start to this top of the 7th for Dubin. 1 out. Nathaniel Lowe is now coming up to bat. 263 average for the season. He had a walk in the second inning. No hits. Here comes the first pitch from Dubin. Big curveball outside. Ball 1. Dubin gets the call here. Comes in with the second pitch. Fastball, 95 on the inside corner. Strike 1. 1-1 on Nathaniel Lowe. Dubin shakes off a couple of signs, gets the one he wants. Here comes the third pitch. Right down the middle, low in the zone for a strike. 1 ball and 2. Oh, wait a second. He did not call that a strike. I'm not sure how that happened. 2 balls and 1 strike. That was right in the middle of the plate. Not sure what was going on with the umpire. Now the next pitch is outside. That's 3 balls and 1 strike. It should be 2-2 right now. That's got to be one of the worst calls or non-calls I've ever seen. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Dubin. Way inside, he walked him. So the umpire costs the Astros a walk. That's definitely the worst call I've seen so far this year. Jonah Heim is now up to bat with 1 runner on and 1 out. The first pitch to him is right down the gut for a strike. Now I'm kind of surprised the umpire called that a strike because he doesn't seem to like strikes that are in the zone, that are obviously in the zone. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the second pitch to Heim. Another curve way outside. Diaz has to slide over to grab it. Ball 1. Heim back in the box. Dubin steps up on the rubber, gets the sign, comes set. And after a pause, here's the delivery. Heim fouls it away, back to the screen for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Jonah Heim. This is the first base runner that the Astros have allowed in several innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Dubin. Right down the middle. Fouled away close to the dugout on the left side down the third baseline. Count remains 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Dubin. Right down the middle again, fouled back to the screen, 96 miles an hour. Dubin putting some beef on the ball, but Heim is able to foul them off, or he's been able to foul them off so far and stay alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count remains. 13 pitches for Dubin. 1 runner on first, 1 out. Here comes the next pitch from Dubin. Curveball, fouled away again. This one kind of bounced off of Heim's foot. He doesn't seem to be affected by it at all. They're showing Blanco's numbers. Lowest opponent batting average for a franchise single season. It's pretty impressive. Inside pitch hit pretty hard out to right field, but it looks like plenty of room for Loperfido to grab it, and he does just a few feet before the warning track, and he tosses it into the second. Runner remains at first base, so that'll be out number 2. Through 6 innings, the Rangers only got 2 hits against Blanco and scored 2 runs off that homer in the first inning. Here comes the first pitch to, I was about to say Heim, but it's not Heim, it's Taveras, Leody Taveras. That would be a strike. 0-1 to Taveras with 1 runner on and 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Dubin brings in the second pitch. Far to the outside for a ball, 1-1. If you guys haven't already, anyone who's listening, please like and share, or like and subscribe at the very least. Share if you feel like it. The 1-1 count from Dubin, here it comes. Whoa, nice pitch. Breaking ball in the bottom of the zone called strike 2. Rather, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes against Leody Taveras. He calls for time, steps out of the batter's box to take a break. Give me an opportunity to wet my throat. About to have the 7th inning stretch, right? Taveras back in the box. Dubin gets the call. 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Fastball down the middle. Taveras sends it out to center field. And right there underneath it is Myers. Puts it away. No problem. Out number 3. The Astros put up another goose egg for the Rangers in the 7th inning. That's 6 innings in a row. The Rangers have not been able to come up with anything. They're now having the 7th inning stretch. I'll take this opportunity to go in there and grab myself a drink, so I'll be right back. We've got a lady singing God Bless America. She just finished that up. I wasn't aware of the news about the shooting of Donald Trump until after calling yesterday's game. A friend of mine messaged me and asked me if I'd seen the information. Apparently it had happened just about 40 minutes prior to when he messaged me, and I hadn't yet seen the news. Crazy times right now, right? Okay. Who do we have coming up for the Astros in the bottom of the seventh? Jeremy Pena will be the leadoff batter. Pena finally broke his cold streak of being hitless in this series with a single on his very first swing, the very first pitch of his last at bat. Let's hope that he can do that again in this inning. He's going to be followed by Jake Myers and Joey Loperfido. Myers being the only actual offensive production so far for the Astros in this game with his solo shot in the third inning. They're showing some highlights of the 10th inning walk-off home run by Caratini. Ten to 9 final. Are they trying to predict the future of this game, saying that the Astros are going to walk it off? I hope it doesn't happen like it did yesterday. I hope the Astros can actually score a couple of runs, hold the lead, and win this game. I don't want to see another low-scoring, stressful loss. It's terrible. All right, the Rangers have made another change. Now they've got Jose Leclerc on the mound to face Pena. First pitch to him is inside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Pena. A little outside, Pena swings, but it looks like a sweeper. He's not able to make contact. 1-1 to Pena. Pena calls for time. Takes a little break. He steps back into the box. Leclerc comes in with a 1-1 pitch to Pena. Also on the outside, but this time fouled away by Pena. Fouled back to the screen. It's going to be 1-2. Leclerc gets the sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Jeremy Pena. Another pitch way outside. It gets Pena to go. He just tosses the bat out there, can't connect. Strike 3. If the Astros would just be a little more patient on those bad pitches in this game, they could have done so much better. That brings up Jake Myers. Very first pitch is outside. He checks his swing. Ball 1. Pitch to Myers. Here it comes. Another low and outside pitch. Myers swings and misses. The same one, basically, that Pena struck out on and several other Astros have struck out on. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Another identical pitch to the last one and the same result. Meyer swings, but his bat is nowhere near it. Strike 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. Is Leclerc going to go back with the same pitch or try to put some heat past Myers? Let's see. Here comes the pitch. A little check swing by Myers. It was a similar pitch, low and away. Myers checks his swing. The count is now 2-2. So he's taunting Myers with that outside edge. It looks like he's going to go back over there. But this pitch is high. The catcher set up, or he set up rather, on the outside edge. It looked like they were going to go with the same pitch, but his pitch was high. He was way off target. So that's going to load up the count, 3-2. They set up outside again. Let's see what the pitch is. Here it comes. It's inside. Myers skies it up. The shortstop is out. Looks like he's going to take it. Yeah, and he does. No problem. That's going to be out number 2. Joey Loperfido is coming up to bat. He did have a walk and some pretty bad bunt attempts the last at bat, but he did manage to get on, load up the bases, and then the Astros did nothing with it. The very first pitch here he takes for strike 1. Let's see if he can do something. It would be nice to get another solo shot. He hits it right up the middle and straight into the glove of the shortstop, who was playing right behind the bag there. That would be the third. That is the third out of the inning, and the Astros come up with nothing again in the 7th. So we remain 2-1. The Rangers over the Astros going into the top of the 8th inning. Another disappointing inning for the Astros. What do you guys find more disappointing? An inning for the Astros batting where it's just 3 up and 3 down and they don't do anything at all, or an inning where they load up the bases with no outs and then come up with nothing? Which one is more disappointing or aggravating? I don't consider the Rangers to be an amazing team right now. And considering how the Astros have been one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the MLB since June, and one of the top teams for batting average, it doesn't make any sense to me why they're scoring almost nothing between the last game and this game. The first game made a lot more sense. That seemed to be exactly what I was expecting from this series. I expected to see games like that every game of this series. But after that first game, the Astros offense just disappeared, basically. It's been non-existent. They've left runners on. They haven't gotten the hits when they needed them. It's been pretty sad. Showing some Ronald Blanco highlights right now. They showed his line drive catch off his glove earlier. He deflected it with his glove and then was able to catch it with his hand. He was able to cradle it with his glove and catch it with his hand. So it was a nice play. Very fast reflexes. Oh no, Montero is in. He always scares me. So the top of the 8th inning is going to be started by Montero, who delivers a pitch outside for ball 1. Andrew Knizner is bat. Is it bat? Knizner? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Ball 2 to Knizner. Montero comes in with the third pitch. Cruises it in at 94 miles an hour for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Knizner. He takes a moment to step out and readjust his gloves. Now he's back in the box. Montero's looking for the signal. He's got it. Goes into his windup. Foul ball off of Nisner's leg. He readjusts his shin guard. That'll be 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes Montero has against Nisner. Montero brings in the 2-2 pitch. Little tapper right up to Altuve. Should be no problem. And it isn't. He tosses over to first. Gets the out. No problem. 1 away. Next batter is Marcus Semien. First pitch from Montero. Far outside for a ball. Here comes the second pitch from Montero to Semien. Cruises it in there for strike 1. 1-1. We're talking about the longest hit streaks in Houston. Marcus Semien is the third all-time longest hit streak in Minute Maid Park. That one's a little low and outside. Ball 2. Basically, they're saying that Semien owns Minute Maid Park. He's got tons of hits there. Here comes a 2-1 count rather. Outside, but Semien lifts it up. Singleton floats out and is able to put it away. So, little fly ball over to first base. No problem for John Singleton. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Montero is now facing Corey Seager. First pitch is 95 miles per hour, low and away, or low and in the dirt rather. 1 ball, no strikes. It's just now 5 a.m. here, so maybe I can go back to bed after this game is over. Second pitch on the outside. Little too far out of the zone for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes versus Seager. 2 outs. Montero bringing in the third pitch. Another one way outside. So that's gonna put the count at 3 balls and no strikes. Corey Seager. It'll be interesting to see if he's swinging or taking right here. Here comes the pitch. Well, he takes it. It's on the outside. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Seager. It's pretty interesting because the batter before that was Semien, and he seemed to be pitched at better by Montero than Seager was, but Semien has better batting here. Strange. Smith is now up. Josh Smith. First pitch. He skies it out to right field. Is that gone? Yeah, that's going to be gone. So Montero does exactly what I'm always scared of Montero doing, and that is giving up runs. That was absolutely ridiculous. So this is the second home run of the game for Smith. Two two-run shots for Smith in this game. One against Blanco and one against Montero in basically the exact same spot. I'm ready to give up now, but I'm going to see it through. I'm not going to walk away from the broadcast just over that. Montero's first pitch is a ball to Langford. Second pitch is a foul ball. Strike 1. So 1-1 against Langford after that 2-run shot by Smith. The second one of the game by Smith. Insane. Montero goes into his windup for the 1-1 pitch. Outside for ball 2. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like I would never bring Montero in. I would just bench him all the time. Next pitch, outside for ball 3. 3-1 against Langford. If I were the Astros, I would already have somebody warming up the bullpen right now. Potential walk coming up by Montero. This pitch is low but called strike. Full count, 3-2. So disappointing. Full count pitch to Langford. High and inside, but he whiffs at it for a strikeout. So Montero does get the strikeout, but not before giving up a 2-run shot to Smith and putting the Astros behind 3 runs. It was a 1-run game, but with the way the Astros are batting, I guess it doesn't really matter if they're down by 1 or down by 3 because they're just not scoring any runs. We're going to go into the bottom of the 8th with the Astros down 4-1. Let's see if their bats can wake up in the bottom of the 8th. Mauricio Dubon is up, followed by Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman. So we've got Dubon, followed by the top of the batting order. Yeah, they're showing highlights of a Arizona Diamondbacks and Texas Rangers game with Marcus Semien hitting a home run. Not really interested in that. Let's see some Astros highlights. Show me something to put me in a more positive mood. Getting up at 2:45 in the morning, or in the middle of the night, I guess you could say, and calling a game like this, where the Astros score almost nothing, and they hold the Rangers down 2 runs all the way into the 8th inning, just for Montero to give up 2 more runs. It's difficult to do stuff like that. It's just now a little after 5 a.m. here. Definitely not going to help me go back to sleep. Trey Cabbage is going to be batting for Dubon. Interesting choice. Cabbage batting 246. First pitch takes for a strike. Here comes the second pitch. Low and inside. Leclerc is still on the mound for the Rangers. The count is 1-1 against Trey Cabbage. Kind of surprised that they took Dubon out, actually. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Low and inside. Cabbage whiffs at that one, so that's strike 2. $38,622 people. Big crowd at Minute Maid Park. But they've just gotten so quiet after that 2-run shot. Makes sense. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Leclerc. Cabbage makes contact, sends it out to left field. And that's going to be put away, no problem. Just a few feet before the warning track. Altuve, Alvarez, and Tucker are batting .323, .307, and .316 versus the Rangers since 2019. But Alvarez has done absolutely nothing this game. He doesn't have a single hit. He's been useless, and of course Tucker's not in the lineup right now, so that doesn't help. Altuve is up. Whoa! Yeah, Altuve's like laughing and smiling because that ball not only almost hit him, it almost hit him in a very sensitive area, but he was just barely able to get out of the way, and he started laughing about it. That was dangerous. 1 ball, no strikes against Altuve. Leclerc, coming set, delivers the second pitch. Another one inside, 98 miles an hour. He's really putting the heat on the ball. I think Leclerc has got something against Altuve. It could be that Altuve has hit a very substantial home run against him. The Game 5 home run against the Rangers, if you'll remember that, was a game-winning home run for Altuve. Little pitch on the outside corner called strike one. I think there's probably a big grudge on Leclerc's shoulder facing Altuve. Can't blame him. 2-1 count, pitch really inside, and Altuve has to pull away again. He's thrown 3 balls inside that have come very close to hitting Altuve. 3-1. Yeah, the commentators for the game are actually talking about how that slider off the plate didn't even catch the corner. It was also a ball. This should have been a 4-pitch walk to Altuve. This one is in the zone and bobbled by the third baseman. He tries to make a play, but there's just no way he can catch Altuve. Altuve is going to have a hit unless they call that an error. That ground ball to the third baseman, it looks like he handled the bounce wrong on his backhand. Yep, it hit the heel of his glove and bounced out. And then whenever he did pick up the ball, he had a pause in transferring it to his hand. But for some silly reason, he tried to throw it anyway, and it was nowhere near getting Altuve. So Altuve is on first. Bregman takes a strike on the first pitch. Here in the bottom of the 8th, we got 1 out. Altuve on first. Bregman's batting. 0-1 is the count. Leclerc takes a long time on this pitch. Finally delivers. High in the zone. Bregman swings and fouls it away to the first base side. 0-2 on Bregman. The Rangers have a couple of relievers working in the bullpen right now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, way outside. Bregman does not go, thankfully. Finally, they don't swing at an outside low pitch. Jordan on deck. They said Bregman is 0 for 10 against Leclerc. It's crazy. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And there it is finally, yes! Base hit right up the middle for Bregman, his first hit ever against Leclerc. So now Bregman is 1 for 11 versus Leclerc. It looks like the Rangers are going to pull Leclerc out after that hit. The Astros have 2 runners on with no outs. I'm sorry, with 1 out. My bad, 1 out. And they're going to have a pitching change here with Jordan Alvarez coming up to bat. Yep, that's it for Leclerc. One moment, I'm going to go get some hot water and make myself some coffee. Be right back during this pitching change. Alright everyone, I'm back, and this is Jordan Alvarez's opportunity to finally do something this game, because the Astros are down by 3 runs. It's the bottom of the 8th. They don't have many chances left to tie or win this game. A big shot from Yordan Alvarez right here would tie up the game. That's all it takes. Yeah, that's what they're saying. The game commentators are saying just one swing would tie up this game. And that's what we're hoping for here. Jacob Latz is on the mound now for the Rangers, and he's about to pitch to Alvarez. Here comes the pitch. 97 right down the middle. Strike 1 on Alvarez. Oh and 1 versus Alvarez. Here comes Latz's pitch, second pitch. Another fastball, 94, low and away, but called strike. Alvarez just isn't swinging the bat. No, that was 98. That was much faster than a 94. It was 98. No balls and 2 strikes against Alvarez with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here comes the next pitch, the 0-2 pitch. 97-mile-per-hour fastball out of the zone. Yordan just swung his bat out there. Very weak effort. Continue to be disappointed in Yordan this game. Terrible. 3 straight pitches. Yordan watched the first 2 go right by in the zone. The third one was high and out of the zone, and he just tossed his bat out there and completely missed it. And there was a terrible at bat for Yordan Alvarez. That brings up Yainer Diaz. First pitch to him is a 97, way up and out of the zone and inside. So he takes that for a ball. Can Yainer be the hero here? His average has been pretty good since June. Almost 350. Here comes the second pitch. Low. 88 miles an hour. 2 balls and no strikes. I'm a little worried about trying to pour my coffee while this game is going on. If something big happens, maybe I'll get excited and spill it. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Diaz. Low, but Diaz fouls it away. Just below the zone. Could have been called either way. 2 balls and 1 strike. Okay. I was able to pour some of my hot water in there. Altuve takes the lead. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Yainer Diaz at the bat. 2 balls, 1 strike versus Latz. Here comes the pitch. Diaz grounds into a force out at second to end the inning. So once again, the Astros strand 2 runners with another opportunity to do something. They fail to convert in the bottom of the 8th. We're going to move into the 9th inning. The Astros the last chance to do something. Pretty sure that they're not going to have Montero in the 9th inning. But it's unclear right now who the pitcher is going to be. But the Rangers have Adolis Garcia coming up to bat, followed by Nathaniel Lowe and Jonah Heim. So the less dangerous bottom of the batting order and less productive portion of the batting order is coming up. None of these guys have a hit this game. And between them, they have a couple of strikeouts. Let me pour my hot water again. Yesterday, I don't know if any of you have made any comments on the. Yeah, I looked in the chat. I don't see any chats, but I will say I want to say I appreciate those of you who are listening, who have been listening. Thank you very much, because I noticed that my view duration today has gone up a lot. This is only my 3rd stream for the Astros games, and basically the first couple of days, I had a pretty good bit of views, people stopping in and going, checking it out and going. And I understand that you're wanting to see the game on the screen, but the problem is if I show that, even if I play the audio, I can get a strike and get my channel blocked, and I don't want that. So that's why I'm calling the games. But today I noticed that my view duration from you guys, my viewers, is much higher. It's almost 3 times higher than it was yesterday. So I appreciate that. I did have some issues yesterday. I'm fighting cancer, and my medicine has some pretty strong side effects sometimes. And yesterday, while I was in the middle of the game, maybe about the 3rd inning or so, 2nd or 3rd inning, I had to step away from the game for a while. So anyway, top of the 9th, we've got Martinez. Seth Martinez on the mound. He delivers a fast, high pitch to Garcia, who swings and misses. A nice whiff to start the inning. Here's the 2nd pitch, low and away. Ball 1. 1-1 versus Garcia. Garcia's 0 for 3 today. Martinez goes into his pitch. Oh, right up the middle. Oh, Altuve makes an amazing catch. Wow, that was a line drive shot by Garcia right at Martinez on the mound, and he ducked. It almost took his head off. Altuve dove and caught that ball. On one hop, he caught it and then lobbed the ball over to Singleton at first base to get Garcia. What an amazing play. Wow. What a play. Garcia stopped running once he saw that Altuve caught the ball. He just slowed down and didn't even try to run to first. Very lazy. Yeah, Altuve's my hero. I really wish I could meet him. This one is grounded towards Altuve, and he takes that one to first base, no problem. That was Nathaniel Lowe. Nathaniel Lowe gives the Astros a second quick out here in the 9th. Both outs courtesy of Jose Altuve, my personal hero. My personal hero and my favorite player of all time on the Astros. Jonah Heim comes up to bat. Martinez quickly delivers the first pitch, which is bounced foul behind the plate. Diaz didn't realize where it had gone. He spun around and then realized it was a bouncer off the back screen. Martinez quickly going into his 2nd pitch here. A nice pitch delivered on the outside corner. Heim can't get around in time to make contact, so that's strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Martinez right now. There was a hard hit from Garcia, but Altuve was able to grab that one, send it over to first, and then the ground out after that from Lowe. Now Heim is down 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside corner, low and away. Beautiful, beautiful pitch. Martinez sets down all 3 Rangers, 1, 2, 3, in the top of the 9th inning. It looks like they should have had him in the 8th inning instead of Rafael Montero. I never have a good feeling when Montero comes in the game. Now, if the Astros are up by 10 runs and it's in the 8th inning, okay, you can bring him in to rest your other pitchers. And maybe he gives up 1 or 2 or 3 runs, and then you get out of the inning and you still got a 7-run lead. But when you're down by 1 run, and you bring in Rafael Montero, I don't get it at all. I really don't get it. When will the coach learn? When will Espada learn not to bring in Montero in times like this? They really need to win this game. And now they're down by 3 runs in the 9th inning. I really have to remind myself sometimes, it's just a game, it's just a game, it's just a game. But of course, it's your team. You want them to win. It's a little frustrating when you see the professional coaches and managers making decisions that don't really seem to make much apparent sense. You know? I'm sure you all know what I'm saying. Everybody here is an armchair quarterback, right? Yeah. They need to get some new material for these breaks on the MLB TV, because they in between the breaks they're showing a lot of the same stuff. This game is most likely going to be over in a few moments. The Astros have just one opportunity right now to come back and at least tie this game, but they are down by 3 runs, and their ability to get runners in has not been very impressive. This game and the last game, they've just been shut down the past 2 games. But the Rangers do have in a new pitcher, Kirby Yates. Now, Yates does have an excellent ERA over 33 innings of just .81. It's insanely low. But maybe with the pitching change, the Astros can do something. You never know. John Singleton is going to lead it off here, and here's the first pitch to him. It's low. It looks like it caught the zone, but the ump doesn't like it. Ball 1. Jeremy Pena and Jake Myers are coming up after Singleton. Here is the 1-0 pitch to Singleton. That one is low. Ball 2. Nice coffee. The 2-0 pitch to Singleton. Here it comes. Right in there, and he holds up, but it's a strike. It doesn't matter. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yates gets the call he wants. Comes set, and here's the delivery. 2-1. Inside fastball, 93 miles an hour. Singleton can't connect. Strike 2. It's 2-2 on Singleton. Crowd is kind of quiet. My guess is that more than a few people have left. Yep, I can see in the stands more than a few people have already left. They've given up on this game. I have not. I'm still here. Even if the Astros are down by 10, I'd still be here. I'm not gonna give up and walk away from the game just because they're down. That was an inside pitch, ball 3. 3-2. The full count pitch here comes way inside, ball 4. That's gonna be a full count walk on John Singleton. The lead runner is, or the lead batter rather, is on base with no outs. So the Astros have a little something going here in the bottom of the 9th. Is it the start of a rally? I sure hope so. Jeremy Pena comes up to bat. He got his first hit of this series, finally, earlier, but this bat starts off with a strike. He takes that one. 0-1 on Jeremy Pena. Yates quickly comes set, gets the call. Here comes the pitch. Well, Pena looks like he's got another single out to left field, and he does. He rips that one out. Very happy to see Pena performing now after being basically 0-10 or 0-7 or 0-8 in this series. His past 2 at-bats, he's got singles out to left field. And he timed it well. They really need it right now. Now the Astros have 2 runners on. Singleton at second, Pena at first. And that's going to bring up Jake Myers, who's got the only run for the Astros so far with his solo home run in the 3rd inning. Can Myers single-handedly bring the Astros back into this game? Very first pitch, he fouls away off into the right field stands. This would be quite the story if Myers were able to tie it up with a solo shot. With a 3-run shot. Then the Astros are able to win. He'd be the definite hero of this game. Yates brings in the 0-1 pitch. This one is grounded slowly to shortstop that only plays at first. So he does advance the runners to second and third. Now there's 1 out. So Myers, his slow ground out, fortunately does not get them into a double play. And he advances the runners to second, third, but now the Astros have one out. Joey Loperfido is up. First pitch to him is down the middle. He grounds it to first base. Their play is going to be at first. And the Astros are going to score a run. Singleton is able to score, so the Astros are now down 4-2. Jeremy Pena advances to third base. But they're now 2 outs. Trey Cabbage is coming to bat. It looks like the Rangers are going to take a timeout as the catcher runs out to chat with Yates. The Astros finally get another run on the board with that fielder's choice ground out by Loperfido. But now they're down to their last out. Jeremy Pena is still on third base. The batter is Trey Cabbage, who is the tying run. Can Cabbage be the hero? Or will it be too little too late? It would be great to see Cabbage be the hero since he came in for Dubon. But let's see. All right, Yates is on the mound again. Here we go. The first pitch to Cabbage. Ground, little tapper to first base, and the pitcher is just going to get there. Yates just gets there before Cabbage does, and that's going to do it for this game. The Astros lose in disappointing fashion to the Texas Rangers, 4-2. I'll give you some final stats if you're interested in it. The Rangers scored 2 runs in the first inning off a home run by Smith, and then again in the 8th inning. So for basically 4, 5, 6, for 6 straight innings, the Astros made the Rangers put up goose eggs. They weren't able to get anything until the 8th inning when Smith hit another 2-run shot, and that put the Rangers up 4-1. The only run that the Astros got early in the game was in the 3rd inning when Jake Myers hit a solo shot. But before that and after that, the Astros continued to put up goose eggs and just strand runners, most notably in around the 5th inning, I believe, when they had bases loaded with no outs and weren't able to convert even 1 run. They did manage to get 1 run in the 9th inning and pull within 2 runs, but unfortunately they wound up not being able to do anything more than that and came up short. So, in short, the Rangers scored 2 in the 1st and in the 8th. Astros scored 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 9th for a total of 4-2. Rangers only had 3 hits that whole game. Just 3 hits. 2 of those, the 2-run home runs. Both teams had 1 error. Astros had 6 hits, but only came up with 2 runs. And that's it. That's it for this game. I will schedule another game when I know that I'll have time. It might not be until next weekend. During the week, I'm going to be studying Japanese, so I normally can't call those games. I'm in Japan studying, so a lot of these games during the week between Monday and Friday for me start around 9:15 a.m. And I'm actually in school from 9 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. And so the games actually take place literally while I'm in classes, so I can't call those games. But on the weekends, I have a little more free time to call the games, and I hope you can join me for that. Please remember to subscribe and like the video if you can. It would really help me out and help me to decide if I'm going to be able to do this long term, because I do have to pay for the MLB TV subscription so that I can actually see the game and to be able to call it. And growing the channel would help me be able to decide if I'm going to be able to do that long term or not. But for now, that's going to be it. And I thank you very much, and hope to see you next time. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Bye-bye.